What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ty, behind the camera from Ty Drives, and we will be taking a look at the 2025 Volvo V60 Cross Country today. We're going to take a look at all the features this vehicle has to offer on the outside, under the hood, in the cargo area, in the rear seats, and finally up front with all of the technology. We're going to detail all of this good stuff that this car has to offer. And I just so happen to be a wagon guy, if you're new to the channel, and so this is one of my favorite Volvos that is made. And it's sad because I do hear that Volvo may be stopping making wagons. I'm not too sure if that is just a kind of hearsay kind of thing, but I have heard it, and I'll be sad to see them go if they do. Now, before we get into the features, I did want to mention we are going to take this V60 Cross Country for a test drive and a completely separate video. So you can either wait to the end of this video to click on that link at the bottom of the screen, or just head on over to my channel, Ty Drives, for that. But let's get straight into it here with the headlamps. We can see the typical Thor's hammer look to the Volvo headlights here. Of course, everything is LED powered to the high and low beams, daytime running lights, and turn signals. So again, everything LED up front. And we can see there's also a little cutout, but right below the headlight, and that is for your headlight cleaning system. So that's pretty cool. And take a look down below, surrounded in some black trim, are your LED fog lights. So that also looks pretty good, all illuminated. Now, if we take a quick look back, you can see that there's parking sensors even off to the very side and all the way across the bumper. So you have a very good parking sensor system in this vehicle, and a nice looking chrome surrounded grille. It's also got these little bits of chrome in the grille, so very, very nice looking. Definitely a Volvo when you see it, because you can see that Volvo emblem front and center, and just below it is a camera. This actually has a 360 camera system, since this is the kind of plus trim level. So this is actually the basic model for the V60 Cross Country, but it comes very, very loaded up with lots of stuff. Nice, pretty long hood on the V60 that goes down into the front bumper. Some pretty cool body lines. And 19-inch optional wheels on this one. Looks very, very cool. Kind of a split 5-spoke design. And it's got some painted gray accents on the pockets. 235/45 is the tire measurement. As you can see, flat black cladding surrounding everything. Kind of to differentiate this a little bit from the regular V60. The Cross Country has this kind of rugged, more rugged styling, so that's pretty neat. We do have glossy black surrounding our windows, but we have nice bright roof rails, and up top you can see the panoramic roof system with our shark fin antenna. And our mirrors are power folding. They also have cameras and blind spot warning on them, so that's pretty nice. Also, all 4 doors have smart key entry, so you can see this little pad here. Just put your finger right there to lock the vehicle, and all you need to do to unlock is place your hand behind the handle. It'll sense that and open right up for you. Quick glance at the window sticker reveals we do have a couple of options added onto this one. The climate package, protection package, luggage cover, 19-inch wheels, Harman Kardon audio system, and a total suggested price of $55,025, including destination. And one other thing I wanted to point out to you, obviously this is a Volvo, so it's a very safe vehicle, 5 stars in almost every category. Very nice, typical wagon shape when you come back here. I love it. With the rear end of the vehicle, you even have a nice little spoiler with your third brake light, and everything is LED powered in the rear, just like the headlights. So we have LED turn signals, tail lights, and brake lights. So everything powered by LED bulbs in the rear. We also have parking sensors spanning the rear bumper, and just like the front, they go all the way along to the sides and across the rear bumper. We even have the little Cross Country name in the rear bumper with some metallic accents. A little bumper protector too that's very, very nice for kind of loading things in and out. And just below the L, we have our rear trunk release and your reversing camera. As we can see, they also have the Powertrain here, the B5 all-wheel drive. And before we go any further, I'd like to give a huge thanks to my friends at Valenti Volvo here in Watertown, Connecticut, for making this video possible. And I wanted to ask you guys, the viewers, what do we think of the styling on the V60 Cross Country? I'm a little bit biased because I'm a wagon guy, but I personally love it. Let's take a quick glance at the powertrain on the V60 Cross Country. And what we're looking at is a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder with a mild hybrid component. That's good for 247 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. So a pretty good amount of power coming out of this, you know, on the smaller side of vehicle here. And 0 to 60 is good for just about 6.4 seconds. And in case you're wondering, we will do a test of that 0 to 60 on our test drive. So make sure you check that out. Everything is all hooked up to an 8-speed automatic transmission and all-wheel drive as standard. Take a look at how upright that hood opens, nice and big. Let's take a peek under the hatch of the V60 Cross Country. Now, what's the main reason you would buy this over the S60? I think it would be cargo space. And this V60 definitely delivers. Obviously, quite a bit of a taller cargo space than an S60 would have. And so you can definitely fit some taller items in. So if you go to a nursery or anything, you can get some larger plants. And what wagons are really good for is obviously more cargo space, and they still drive like a car, unlike a kind of top-heavy SUV. So plenty of cargo space. We have cargo tie-downs in each corner, also lighting in each side, and pretty good size extensions also to each side. And we do have 4 total grocery bag hangers in this car, again to each side, and also the cargo cover. Now, if you need even more space, you can fold down the rear seats at a 60-40 split. And there's also a center pass-through right behind the armrest. So that's pretty neat. Once you're all set in the trunk, you have another light up here and 2 options. You can either close the trunk and lock it, or just close the trunk. So here's our first glance at the interior of this V60, and we can see it has the blonde interior, so very light, almost off-white kind of color for this interior, and it's contrasted with black. Now, very, very nice use of materials back here, so soft touch all the way up here, and of course your armrests are a leatherette surface. Even all the way down here is a soft touch, which usually you really don't see until you get to like an Audi A8 or Mercedes S-Class. So that's pretty nice. We even have some storage back here, and for the speaker setup in this car, we have the optional 14-speaker Harman Kardon audio system. So I believe there's 2 speakers on the rear door. Nice metal door handles back here, even a lock-unlock button too, and your window switch, of course. And very nice looking seats back here. I like the pattern to them, and there's also some stitching on the upper part and kind of the mid part there. And we also have the power to fold them down. Now, once you fold down the seats, once you press that little handle there, the headrests will electronically release. And as you can see, the seat folds flat with the cargo area, so it is a true fold flat seat back here. Pretty nice. One more thing you can fold down back here is your armrest. As you can see, where are the cup holders? They're actually right here. They'll pop out for you. But nonetheless, pretty nice center console back here. And you can see the pass-through too. And we'll hop in quick and see how much room there is back here. And I am right at 5'10", so kind of as a frame of reference, I still have a good 2-3 inches of legroom back here. Now I even have air vents on the B pillars, which is pretty cool. You have heated rear seats back here, a little pad to put spare change and things like that, and 2 USB-C chargers. Very nice continuation of the panoramic roof. Huge portion of it is back here with the seat. As you can see, in conjunction with the rear headrest, this is a huge panoramic roof system. You have grab handles back here as well as illumination. And what do you say we check out the front? All right, the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's take a look at the driver's cockpit, and we'll first start off with the doors. Now, materials can't get much better than what was out back, so it is pretty much the same. So soft touch up here, and also soft touch at the very bottom, and a nice soft armrest. Again, nice metal handles. We even have the Harman Kardon branding up front with the top speaker. 2-person memory for the driver's seat. We have the lock-unlock button. All of our mirror adjustments, which, by the way, if you hit both of the left and right buttons for the mirrors, they will fold in, power folding. We have all of our window controls and power child locks for the rear. And a bit more storage towards the bottom. We have a nice Volvo sill tray, and on the left of the dash we have some light wood trim, which blends in nicely with the blonde interior. An air vent. We also have the trunk release button, and underneath you can see the release for the tilt and telescoping steering wheel. The hood release is kind of up against the firewall right over there, and we have our pedals. Pretty nice looking front seats if you ask me, and they're ultra comfortable, just like all Volvos. Bit of stitching too, nice grain to the leather, and fully powered with 2-way lumbar. What do you say we hop in and check out all the tech? Now that we are seated inside the V60 Cross Country, you can kind of see the layout of the dashboard and appearance of the steering wheel, all of that good stuff, and the design inside. It looks really good, very classy with the light wood trim, and with the blonde interior color. It looks very, very good, and even that continues onto the steering wheel. As far as the key goes, we have the typical Volvo key with the kind of emblem on the face of the key and buttons on the side. So we have the lock, unlock, trunk release, and panic alarm on the other side, and then a little switch at the bottom to reveal a physical key in case you need it. But of course, we do have the kind of start switch right here. So we just kind of move it along like so, and that will start up our mild hybrid engine. Now, as far as the steering wheel goes, as you can see, again, blonde on the steering wheel, so that's a pretty cool color choice. But at least like kind of where you grip the steering wheel is black, so it won't get that dirty. So that looks very, very nice nonetheless, with this kind of off-white color on the steering wheel. Now we do have bright work, and our buttons on the steering wheel are glossy black, and we have our adaptive cruise control off to this side, also our voice commands, and some adjustments for our digital screen up front, and also an up-down for the audio volume, back and forth for your audio presets. Now taking a look behind the steering wheel, we have a couple of stalks, of course. One for your turn signals, your headlights, automatic high beams, and front and rear fog lights. And to the other side, we have our automatic front and rear wipers. That's pretty cool. Now let's take a glance at our kind of digital gauges up here, which look very nice and simplistic, and there are 2 different gauge views. Now taking a look at this one, of course, more of the simple gauge view. We have our speedometer, tachometer, what gear we're in, our distance till empty and fuel gauge down here, and some smaller things like seatbelt reminders, exterior temperature, lane keeping assist, and all that good stuff. But if we press this little button right here, that should populate our Google Maps. Now I just activated the vehicle's location, and there we go. It is up. It looks very, very nice in the center of the gauge cluster on this screen. So we kind of drive around, you can see what road you're on, all that good stuff. And again, the maps are powered by Google, so very nice looking. Now only one more thing you could do with this digital screen is kind of press the OK button on the steering wheel, and that'll pull up your trip computers and you can reset it and things like that. But otherwise, otherwise, not very reconfigurable. I do like the option to have the map up there, but you can't see like what song is playing and stuff like that. But nonetheless, very, you know, simplistic and functional digital gauges. Up top, you can see we have a nice soft touch dash and a center channel speaker for the Harman Kardon audio system. And that brings me down to our center touchscreen, of course, vertical like Volvo has been doing for years. And kind of a simple overview of this screen. We could swipe down from the top to select your different profiles and also get any updates or notifications. We also have a small array of shortcut buttons at the bottom, but we'll start with the Google Maps here. Very nice integration of Google Maps. Now once you get in there and kind of agree to all the settings and all that stuff, it'll show you your maps, and you can easily input your destination or use the voice commands also through Google to get you to where you need to go. Then we also have our kind of audio screen here with the Bluetooth, and I'll show you the kind of radio screen in a little bit. You have your phone screen with the wireless CarPlay, Android Auto, all that good stuff. And you also have your Google voice commands right down there. And these kind of different tiles are configurable, so you can kind of put what you'd like in there for your home screen. Now right down here with this kind of 4 tiles can bring you to all of the different apps that you have downloaded to the vehicle currently, and this is kind of what comes with the vehicle. Google Maps, different messages, and you can also bring up YouTube, which is awesome. We have our Bluetooth, our radio, and the Sirius XM. So if we click on our Sirius XM, you can see all of the different stations we have. So for instance, if we click on the coffee house, we can bring that up and kind of see what's playing. Very nice looking screen there. And we can also adjust the audio sources. Going back, we have our phone screen and the Apple CarPlay, the Google voice commands, also your car status, so like your tire pressures and servicing, things like that. You also have your air quality, which is pretty neat. Then we also have the Google Play Store, which you can download different apps to the vehicle, and a virtual owner's manual. Now, going along with the extra array of buttons down at the bottom, you can pull up your camera system at any time. And I say camera system because, like I said earlier, this is a 360 camera, so you can see our reverse camera popped up right now. But if you click in the center of the screen, you will get that full screen 360 view, so all the way around. It's a very nice view, and it's large too, so you can see all of your surroundings. Now, if you wanted to see the front camera, all you need to do is click the front of the car. And the same thing for like the side camera, so that's a pretty cool solution. And as you can see, you have the adjustments for your parking sensors and rear auto braking functionalities. Now to either side of your climate menu, you have your heated seats, and on this side, of course, the heated steering wheel, and again, that goes for either side. And we also have our climate, so you can quickly adjust the temperature in the center here, but if you click on the temperature itself, it'll pull up your full-on climate screen. So at the top, you have your defrosters, AC setting. Right in the middle, you have where you want the air to blow, your fan speed right in the kind of towards the bottom, and then your temperatures at the very bottom. Of course, 2-zone climate control. If you step it up to the top trim of this vehicle, you'll have a 4-zone climate control. So that's pretty neat. But all of your climate controls, or at least the majority of your climate controls, are all within the touchscreen. Now, one more thing I wanted to touch on is the, or I should say, are the settings, which we do have a couple of adjustments for the driving modes. So you do have an off-road mode, since this is kind of the off-road version of the V60, you know, the cross-country. You can also toggle on and off some of your safety assistance and make your steering feel firm. That's pretty cool. Going back to your settings, we have the sound settings for the Harman Kardon audio system. As you can see, you can toggle on and off the surround sound. Pretty neat. We have Wi-Fi settings, different controls and things of that nature. So the rear headrest power folding, and things like that. You can turn on and off locking controls, different displays, things like that. Your interior light brightness and things like that. So lots and lots of controls which you can adjust. Different Google settings and also system settings down at the bottom. That pretty much does it for a basic overview of the touchscreen. Let's go just below so we can see our hazards. And really the only climate controls that are physical buttons are your defrosters, so that's nice. We do have some audio adjustments here with the volume knob. And a very nice looking center console with some wood trim. And just before the shifter, we have a little storage area which you could maybe put some smaller pens or pencils, also loose change. And we also have this large section here that slides back to reveal a little bit of storage, a 12-volt power outlet, and 2 cup holders. But I do like that you can cover that up. We also have this pretty cool looking electronic shifter that's actually hollow, so that's pretty neat. And the way this functions is we can go straight down for drive and then bump it down once more if you want to put the car into manual mode, and then you just go plus and minus for the manual shifting. And you could also go all the way up to reverse, which you could see toggles the backup camera, and a simple press of the P button for park. We have the start-stop knob like you saw before, electronic parking brake, and auto hill hold, which is pretty nice, or auto braking. We do have a nice soft center console lid, and when you open it up, opens nice and far. Take a look at that. And we do have 2 USB-C chargers in here with a bit of storage. Now we have the little Swedish flag on the sides of the seats there, ultra comfortable seats, and a nice light headliner. Our visors have card clips, mirrors, and lights in them. And as we can see again, as you saw, in the rear of the seats, panoramic roof, and we can open the shade up with a little swipe of your fingers. And while that's opening up, we have some tap lights up here for your reading lights, kind of an all-on for your interior lights, some emergency and informational buttons up there too. And now that the shade is open, very nice view, and lets some natural light down into the interior and brightens up an otherwise, likewise, I should say, very bright interior. Now, this control will also function as opening the sunroof, so venting or sliding it back. And one final thing I wanted to mention on the inside is our rear view mirror, which is frameless, auto dimming, and also houses 3 garage door home links, so pretty nice. And there's a good view out the back, so we can see really no blind spots in this car. We have a nice view out the rear and also the sides with that kind of blind spot window, so very good visibility in this wagon. And that pretty much does it for all the features on this 2025 Volvo V60 Cross Country. Of course, one of my favorite Volvos, as I am a wagon lover. Make sure you stay tuned and watch our test drive video right down here. Should be popping up right about now, or just check out our channel to see any of the other videos we have filmed. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you stick with us here on Tide Drives.